the location of the exit doors closest to where you are seated. Exit doors may be opened by pushing the push bar or turning the doorknob. Follow the exit route signage clearly marked with an arrow. The assembly points are marked as Assembly Point 9 and Assembly Point 11. It is important to evacuate the building in an orderly manner. Assist people with disabilities where possible, and report injuries to protection services. Medical personnel will be on standby. Thank you.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Just have a few announcements before the start of the ceremony. We'd just like to, first of all, the graduation ceremony is being streamed live via the UJ website. So if you want to let someone know, they can go and watch and access the live streaming through the UJ website. It'll also be available on YouTube to go and watch later if you would like to do so. Then to the graduates, we'd just like to explain the procedure you need to follow when you come up onto stage. When you come forward, you need to bring 3 things with you. The first is your hood or your belt, should be draped over your arm. The next is your name card you got when you registered outside at the kiosks. And the third is a little yellow card we gave you and asked you to complete. Please ensure that this card is completed and that you bring it with you when you come forward. If you don't have one, don't stress, we'll get one to you just now. And we're asked to stand up row by row. You're going to queue down the steps along the side, and from there you're going to come forward one by one. Next to the podium, there's a little brown mat. Very important that you please stand on this mat, hand your name card to the dean who will announce you to the audience, and as your name is read, we also take the first photograph of you from our camera situated across the auditorium, there where the flash just went off. So please look in that direction to ensure you get a good photograph. From there, you're going to proceed along the stage in front of that high chair. This is where the Chancellor or Vice Chancellor will be seated. You're going to kneel on that little bench in front of him, and this is where your qualifications conferred. You'll be capped at this point. From there, you're going to move to where that little platform is. The registrar will be standing on the platform. Hand her your hood. Stand in front of this platform, turn and face the audience, and as the hood is placed over your shoulders, we take the second photograph of you, also from that same area up there in the audience. It's very important that when the hood passes your face that you please do not look down or bend down. So that's the exact moment we take that photograph. Stand up nice and straight, face the audience, and we'll get a nice photograph of you. From there, you're going to leave the stage. You're going to go through to the back, through the curtains, where you'll receive your certificate. Another photograph will be taken of you, and then you'll be directed through the curtains and down those steps in front. And from there, you just find your way back to your seats. Now, everyone on stage is photographed. However, if you want these photos, you need to order them. The photographers are situated in the arts building, in the art gallery building. It's as you go through the main foyer, the building right in front of you. And they've also got several studios set up for photographs you might like to have taken with family or friends. And just as a last thing, if you do not have one of those yellow cards, if you just raise your hand, someone will get one to you. Thank you very much.
The Chancellor of the University of Johannesburg welcomes you to this graduation ceremony. Due to security reasons, you are requested not to leave the auditorium before the end of the proceedings. Please note that photos and videos must be taken from your seats. Please do not get up and walk around inside the auditorium. As soon as the procession leaves the auditorium, you are requested to rise and remain standing until the procession and guests of honour have left the auditorium. A kind yet important request. Please only applaud after the student's name has been read out, and only applaud until the student has been capped, in order to give other graduates the opportunity to have an audible readout of their names. Please also note that no whistles are allowed for applause, only clapping of hands and ululating. You are cordially invited to enjoy refreshments in the foyer after the ceremony. A final request. If you have a cell phone in your possession, please switch it off or put it on silent. Ladies and gentlemen, the procession will now enter the auditorium. You are requested to rise and remain standing until the members of the procession have taken their seats.
Viva Academia, viva professores, viva Academia, viva professores, vivat membrum collibet, vivat membra quellibet, semper sint in flore, semper sint in flore.
So there is advantage in being first in the morning, right, at 9 o'clock, that we all can hear this wonderful voice of our master's student, Sibosiso Ngobese, accompanied by our choir leader, UJ choir leader, Renette Bauer. And if we could give them, I think, a well-deserved round of applause. The other advantage of starting early is that you'll have the whole day ahead of you. So thank you very much. I want to begin, therefore, by extending a very warm welcome to each one of you to this very special ceremony, the occasion on which we celebrate the extraordinary accomplishments of our graduates. And so warm welcome to our graduates and to their guests, their family, and to their sponsors and friends, of course, who are joining them this morning. A warm welcome to each one of you. I should, of course, also remark that our graduations occur at a particularly challenging time for universities in South Africa, with at least a third of our universities shut down thus far. It's an extraordinarily challenging time. Our approach at UJ is that it's also an extraordinary or put differently, it's a time of extraordinary opportunity. It's possible for us 22 years later to reimagine our university system as one that is far more accessible, as one that enables, in particular, the poorest, the most vulnerable in our nation, to be able to also lay claim to the universities of South Africa. And so let us be mindful, therefore, as we celebrate, mindful of the setting that we find ourselves in, and that, at least in my opinion, that this is a great time to be graduating. Apart from the fact, of course, that you can say, thank God, I'm out of here. You know? Apart from that, right, it's a great time to be graduating, because it's a time for reflection and consideration of the extraordinary challenges that face us. And so, by virtue of the powers vested in me, I now constitute this meeting as a lawful gathering of the University of Johannesburg. Ngenxa yegunya nginikwe lona ngimise lo mhlangano njengokuhlangana kusemthethweni kwe-University ya Johannesburg. You may take your seats. Thank you.
Give a thought to Africa, neath the burning sun. There are hosts of weary hearts waiting to be won. Many lives have passed away, and in many homes there are voices crying now to the living God. Tell the love of God above by hills and waters. God bless Africa and her sons and daughters. Pray for peace in Africa. God the Father's love can reach down and bless all hearts from his heaven above. And when lips are moved by grace, they so sweetly sing. Pray for peace in Africa from our loving God. Tell the love of God above by her hills and waters. God bless Africa and her sons and daughters.
Sanibonani. Dumelang. Abusheni. Goeie môre dames en heren. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Sibusiso, who just sang here, walked the stage not too long ago, cum laude, and he is actually doing a master's in economics. You would think he's doing a master's in music. He's actually doing a master's in economics. Let's give him another round of applause. Chancellor, Executive Dean of the Faculty of Management, Professor Daniel van Lille, members of Senate and other academics, graduates and dear guests, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Council and the Executive Management and staff of UJ, it gives me great pleasure to welcome our University of Johannesburg graduates and their guests to this graduation ceremony. Welkom bij UJ, waar alles wat ons doen beïnvloed wordt door ons streven naar uitnemendheid. 2015 was a watershed year for higher education, as is 2016 proving to be. Student activism has prompted universities and the state to re-examine matters as wide-ranging as the affordability of higher education, the Africanization and transformation of universities, and the fairness of the wage paid to outsourced staff. These are all critical matters that are receiving the full and comprehensive attention of the state and of our universities. However, the destruction of university property, such as the torching of the university's main auditorium on this campus, is rejected with contempt, will be resisted, and those responsible will be found and will face the full consequence of the laws and the rules of our land and of our university. Equally, so, we will not shirk from our duty to secure the lives of our staff, students and visitors, and the integrity of our academic program. We are extremely proud of our academics, professional and support staff and students who, amidst the turmoil, demonstrate extraordinary professionalism, dedication, and resolve. This has resulted, for example, in a new high in our undergraduate course completion rates of 85.4%. And as a consequence of these remarkable efforts, our graduates can proudly walk the stage today. And let us give them a round of applause. We have an enormous amount to celebrate at UJ. Our achievements since the inception of UJ in 2005 in teaching and research, in our relationships with prestigious universities globally, and in our world-class programs and facilities are considerable. And we continue to reach new peaks of excellence. We continue to welcome students from all classes and backgrounds to uplift those who have struggled and to make a major contribution to creating a more just, equitable, and fair South Africa. Commitment to making excellent educational resources available to a diverse body of students is a proud cornerstone of the University of Johannesburg. The university recognizes that many potential and current students cannot afford university fees, and we will thus continue the support that we provide for our students through inter alia, the top up to the National Student Financial Aid Scheme, otherwise also known as NSFAS, through financial support to our students in the so-called missing middle. These are students who do not qualify for NSFAS, but whose family income is simply insufficient to finance their studies through loans. And through our support of 2 meals a day to 3,600 financially needy students. We are proud to announce that to date this year, and in support of our missing middle students, the University of Johannesburg has raised 76 million rands from our executive council members, alumni, students, and public sectors, and the general public. And I think we should give this a round of applause. And this enables us to fully fund the university's studies of 1,500 academically deserving students. We also look forward to your participation in the second UJ Future Walk on 2 October as we continue our efforts to raise further funding towards our missing middle students. Your choice of UJ was indeed a wise one. Because at UJ, our research endeavors are infused with excellence. In numerous ways, the university is excelling. We have quadrupled our research outputs in the last decade, resulting in UJ's rapid rise of more than 500 places in the UREP University ranking. This year, the authoritative QS World University rankings of universities in the BRICS countries, and that is Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, again ranked UJ among the top 100 universities, placing us 63, 4 places better than last year, among these economic blocks, which has 6,200 universities. Our staff and students now collaborate with many of the world's top 100 universities because the University of Johannesburg is the only African member of the prestigious Universitas 21 group of research-intensive universities. Furthermore, as affirmation of UJ's now strong research tradition, the National Research Foundation awarded the university last year 5 new research chairs, the maximum that could be awarded to any university. And these new research chairs are all held by UJ stellar women academics. Muteo wa zinawa uruta, lihu katisha mo UJ. Ubonsa bukhoni buyobu senelentseho. Our approximately 51,600 students come from all corners of South Africa. More than 3,200 are international students from approximately 80 countries. And we aim to increase our number of international students to 5,000 by the year 2020. We have, on average, annual graduate output of 12,200 students, and 93% of our students obtain employment within a year of graduating, signaling the significant value of our qualifications to South African and international employers. Additionally, we enroll more than 9,000 students in our continuing education programs, often in partnership with business, industry, and the public sector. All of these achievements are the result of the considerable effort and innovation from UJ, staff members, and the diligence and commitment of our students. At UJ, the student experience is infused with a level of excellence few institutions can match. We provide our students with a well-rounded opportunity to learn, live, grow, and excel, not just in their field of study, but also as young and mature adults in the ever-changing world. This is evident in the overall UJ student experience through arts and culture offerings in the sporting arena where UJ continues to excel, as well as through the various community engagement programs at UJ. An important area of focus in 2016 and beyond is to elevate the transformation agenda of UJ to the next level. Building on our many accomplishments in this regard, we will develop and implement plans to nurture a far more inclusive and caring culture, and we will address critical themes within the Africanization, decolonization of the university and of knowledge. UJ, yonke into esiyenzayo iphuphuma ngezinga eliphezulu. Allow me now to extend my special congratulations to our graduates. Let us give them another warm round of applause. As new graduates, you are part of an elite graduate population in South Africa and beyond. And you have obtained your qualifications in a higher education environment that mirrors the democratic ideals of our country, South Africa. At UJ, you have groomed for leadership. As you scale the heights of your selected careers, Remember that not everyone in our society is as privileged as you are. You should feel propelled to do what you can, whenever you can, to make positive contributions to society as responsible corporate citizens and future leaders. For as President Nelson Mandela put it, I quote, "What counts in life is not the mere fact that we have lived. It is what difference we have made to the lives of others that will determine the significance of the life we led." Close quote. While this is your achievement, you should always remember the sacrifices others have made to ensure that you are here today. Your achievement is accredited to your effort and determination. However, it is also as a result of the support and encouragement of your loved ones and sponsors, many of whom are here today to bear witness to this pivotal point in your journey. Let us give them a round of applause. We also thank our UJ staff who guided you on this journey in these defining years of your lives. And some of them are actually sitting right in front of you. Please give them a round of applause. Now celebrate and cherish this day. It is your day. We welcome you as new members of the Global UJ alumni community, where you will join a worldwide body of professionals who have gone before you, many of whom are leaders in their fields and who foster a close and valuable relationship with their alma mater. I encourage you to join the UJ Alumni Network and become an active member of the university convocation. By staying actively engaged with your alma mater, you can make a real contribution intellectually, financially, and otherwise to our academic project and to those who will be coming after you. At UJ, everything we do is infused with excellence. I thank you. Rialibuwa. Ngiyabonga. Bayadanki. Chancellor, I now request the Executive Dean to introduce to you the candidates who have complied with all the requirements for the respective qualifications.
Chancellor, it is my privilege to introduce you to the Faculty of Management. And the Faculty of Management is about the development of organizational leaders creating legacies. And in doing so, we have organized ourselves into 5 groupings: consumer intelligence and information systems, private sector management and leadership, public sector management and leadership, transport and supply chain studies, as well as industrial psychology and people management. But there's one matter which is of more importance than the manner in which we organize ourselves. And this is what will happen to our graduates once they have walked the stage. And you can anticipate that people will ask you, where have you studied? UJ. Oh, UJ. And what is UJ's global standing? And you can say, well, I come from a university, I've graduated from a university which is counted among the top 4% in the world. Really? How many universities are there worldwide? 20,000. Oh, okay. And which faculty? The Faculty of Management. Really? And what is your faculty's ranking? Oh, we are under the top 3% in the world. Okay, how many business schools are there in the world? 12,000. So all of this is important. The reputation of your university, the reputation of your faculty, of your department. And as a collective, we are responsible for that kind of performance. What is really important is not just how well a university or a faculty or a department has performed in a particular year, but over a longer period, and typically the period that's counted is about 5 years. So over the last 5 years, our faculty have conferred 11,800 qualifications, of whom almost 2,400 postgraduates. That's about 20% of UJ's postgraduate output at a graduate employment rate of 94%. Commissioned research and industry involvement contributing to third-stream revenue in 2015 accounted for a clean audit of 106 million rand. Graduates' understanding of adding value to the lives of others are grown through community engagement principles, and these are widely recognized as a national benchmark. At the moment, as we speak, the UJ team, which are the national winners in community engagement, are competing globally in Montreal, telling other people in the world what we are doing as a UJ community in order to forge a better future. Worldwide collaboration with reputable global universities, multinationals, and distinguished scholars ensure that we have contributed 306 articles, books, and book chapters in 2015, and that is 17% of UJ's research output. To write is one thing, but to get other people to read what you have actually written and to use that in their own work is a different ballgame, and this is where we play. But then, at the end of the day, the faculty standing in the global environment is what is of most importance. So I'm proud to announce again that this year in the 2016 rankings, we are again slightly up and still playing in the top 3% in the world. In conclusion, our faculty's future fit identity focuses our time, our energy, and our talent on the training of managers with exceptional leadership qualities so that they may contribute towards the management of sustainable enterprises and the greater social good. And we hope that we have enabled you, empowered you with the abilities not just to do, but to lead under very challenging and disrupting conditions, because there are so many opportunities in such environments. And this is where we would like you to forge your future. So congratulations once again to our faculty's great graduates. And walking the stage today in the presence of your families and friends is indeed a fine, fine achievement. And we look forward to welcoming you back at the faculty. And remember, the fact that you got a qualification today doesn't mean that the journey has ended. While you are alive and while life is happening to you, learning continues, both at university and wherever you are. The moment that you guys stop learning, you're probably dead. So the journey never, never stops. And I hope that I'll be able to see you walking the stage with your next qualification, your master's qualification, and that one grand day when you wear that maroon doctoral gown. That's a happy day. The journey never stops. And even if you are a professor, the learning never stops. And then you especially start to learn new things. So with this, I'd like to say, once again, congratulations, and thank you to all of you for being our students, for being our ambassadors wherever you go. Thank you very much to our parents for your sacrifices, for your loved ones, your partners, your spouses, and everybody who supported our students in the course of the journey. This journey is not an individual journey, it is ours. And with these few words, I'd like to say thank you. Rialeboga. Nyabonga kakhulu. Baie, baie dankie. Chancellor, I would now like to introduce you to the candidates who have complied with all the requirements for the respective qualifications in order for you to confer or award such qualifications.
And so by virtue of the powers vested in me, I will now confer and award the respective qualifications on the candidates who are introduced to me by the Executive Dean and to the candidates who are absent but have complied with all of the requirements for these qualifications. Ngenxa yegunya enginikwe lona nginikeza iziqu kubafundi abethulwe kimi abaphathi bemikhakha kanye nabafundi abangekho kodwa abaye bahlangabezana nazo zonke izimfuneko zeziqu.
Chancellor, I'm honored to request you to award the National Diploma to the following candidates. Wandile Bengu. Well done, Wandile. Lindukuhle Dube. Vutsilu Litole. Muhlabi Bakapa. Fumani Makubela. Josephine Molete. Katlejo Morake. Riabetswe Mochale. Audrey Mushamiri. Fikile Nkunyane. Jermaine Paul. Princess Tibane. Asinati Zulu. Chancellor, I'm honored to request you to confer the degree Baccalaureus Technologiae on the following candidates. Sirutngolo Bona. Sipe Sikle Dube. Kelebochile Yankees. Zahid Lawrence. Well done, Zahid. Nonklantla Madunsela. Well done, Maureen Madubanya. Well done, Good morning, Piabu Pakis. Well done, Good morning, Nice one. Katleo Mafisa. Good morning, congratulations. Very good name for today, huh? Lucky. Lucky Maluleke. Well done, Lucky. Good morning, congratulations. Malebo Masilu. Well done. Good morning, congratulations. Vonani Matebula. Well done. Tembeliche Nduli. Well done. Good morning, congratulations. Pochisu Mugwera. Well done. Good morning, congratulations. You're lovely today. Precious Mukhatle. Well done. Good morning, congratulations. Moniwang Mokotu. Well done. Good morning, congratulations. Lungile Nkwena. Well done. Good morning, congratulations. You look beautiful. Humbulani Madao. Well done. Good morning, congratulations. Can you see your people? Yeah. Diran Naran. Well done, Diran. Good morning, congratulations. Cassidy Nkwasu. Good morning, congratulations. Mabusha Nkuane. Well done. Good morning. Nomtandazo Nkosi. Clint Padutan. Camille Reddy. Well done, Camille. Good morning, congratulations. Moses Ricozzo. Martin Skipper. Netjies, Martin. Morning, congratulations. Kagiso Setsedi. Morning, congratulations. You look lovely today. Lisa Guignanga. Good morning, congratulations. Lesihu Tsauke. Well done. Good morning, congratulations. Rudolf van der Merwe. Netjies. Good morning, congratulations. Phoebe van Dijk. Netjies, Phoebe. Mark van Jaarsveld. Netjies, Mark. Good morning, congratulations. Zintle Zulu. Well done. Good morning, congratulations. You look lovely today. Very elegant. Chancellor, I'm honored to request you to confer the degree Baccalaureus Artium, Bachelors of Arts Information Management on the following candidates. Notandu Kumalu. Well done. Notandu. Good morning, congratulations. Zanele Mapoma. Good morning, congratulations. Portia Mofukeng. Good morning, congratulations. How are you feeling today? Good. Tabu Mofukeng. There you go, Tabu. Good morning, congratulations. You look very elegant today. Wants to get to work. Daneo Molibele. Good morning, congratulations. You look beautiful today. Lebukhang Motau. Good morning, congratulations. Can you see your parents? Ah, there. Ruena Pillay. Well done, Ruena. Good morning, congratulations. Raymond Tsuma. Good morning, congratulations. Chancellor, I'm honored to request you to confer the degree Baccalaureus cum laude Bachelors of Commerce on the following candidates. Nazreen Bucks. Well done. Good morning, congratulations. Joseph Chiwara. Good morning, congratulations.
Thank you.
Baas jou mense. Esmeralda de Beer. Netjies Esmeralda.
Thank you.
Good morning, congratulations. Kiza Khatari. Well done. Good morning, congratulations. Jonathan Goji. Good morning, congratulations. Yolena Jenkins. Good morning, congratulations. Umir Kazi. Well done. Good morning, congratulations. Are you a happy man today? Good. Perry Madela. Well done, Perry. Good morning, congratulations. Offense Mahudilu. Good morning, congratulations. Liumile Matlauku. Good morning, congratulations. Temba Malchas. Well done. Good morning, congratulations. You look happy today. Ndvuyu Manaka. Well done. Ayanda Masuku. Good morning, congratulations. Nomsa Mtlatlozi. Good morning, congratulations. Tuto Moyakisane. Bontle Moklegenyane. Good morning, congratulations. Matlakala Mutlaku. Good morning, congratulations. Itumeleng Mpane. Congratulations, Tyrone. Tyrone Murphy. Well done, Tyrone. Good morning, congratulations. Haveshan Naidu. Well done. Good morning, congratulations. Torment Nkluvu. Good morning, congratulations. Sibusisu Ntlala. Riabetsbe Ngwane. Clonepele Nklapu. Peace Olasinde. Good morning, congratulations. Valentine Pungula. Good morning, congratulations. Tebo Ralekwa. Good morning, congratulations. Bradley Sass. There we go. Good morning, congratulations. I really like that too. Cool. Itumeleng Sialetsa. Well done. Good morning, congratulations. Katleo Senkoto. Well done. Well done. Waar is jouw mensen, Nico? Nico Sieberts. Thank you. Rosalind Sinclair. Good morning, congratulations. Thank you. Jared Vinsel. Thank you, Jared. Good morning, congratulations. Chancellor, I'm honored to request you to confer the degree Bachelor of Commerce Honours on the following candidate: Natalie Kamupira. Matandeni Kosa. Good morning, congratulations. Neo Leburu. Good morning, congratulations. You look so elegant today. Busisiwe Masinge. Well done, Busisiwe. Good morning, congratulations. You look very smart today. Ntlantla Makabu. Congratulations. Nomtandazo Sikusana. Now that's what I call a special entrance. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Mokhadi Ramitse.
So there we have it. I got the impression during these celebrations of each of our graduates that there was hesitance to celebrate. Am I right? So shall we give you another chance to celebrate? It started off very impressively, and then it faded. You sure you've had your moment? Yeah? Shall we try again? Give it one more chance. So, allow me then also to extend warm congratulations to each one of our graduates this morning. As you have heard from Professor Marwala earlier, you join in your own special manner the ranks this year of some 12,300 graduates of the University of Johannesburg. I mention that number and the individuality of each one of you in combination or in their togetherness, because on the one hand, the university's scale enables it to influence significantly the professions and the vocations and leadership, of course, in those professions and vocations in our nation. So much so that in many of the professions, this university produces as much as a quarter of all black graduates in the country in those professions. And so that is significant. Equally so significantly is each one of yours journeys to this pinnacle point in your lives. So yours is a truly outstanding and a landmark achievement for you personally, for your family and your friends and community, your nation, for us here at UJ, and beyond our borders. And so because you bring great honor and prestige to your family, your forebears, and your community, your university and your nation, it is appropriate that we honor you in this manner. We honor you because each one of you reminds us that achievement, victory, and celebration, which we are doing this morning and which will continue for some time today and beyond possibly, that these are the results of considerable effort, of struggle, and of endurance, something which our nation and our world should draw great inspiration from. You can hear my loaded observations, right, that I do not have time to elaborate on. Each one of you also reminds us that you have been through some of the toughest times that you will face, that you faced obstacles that seemed insurmountable. You faced emotions that could have crushed you. I tongue-in-cheek observe from time to time at our graduation ceremonies. And this is my 11th year as Vice Chancellor of UJ. So I have been at, and we have 60 graduation ceremonies a year. So over 11 years, I've had my fair share, right? Which of course brings great joy. But I tongue-in-cheek observe from time to time that many a young man's heart will have been broken. And with a test tomorrow or a big exam the day thereafter, what greater challenge can you face than that? And so you will have faced emotions that could have crushed you. And here we are celebrating your accomplishment and reflecting about this wonderful accomplishment. And so we trust that as you go forward from this pinnacle point moment, that you will draw generously upon this day and what has led up to this day, your struggles, your tribulations, but also that you will remember the celebration and the victorious accomplishment. Allow me also to extend warm words of congratulations to your family, parents, partners, spouses, friends, there I add girlfriends, okay, boyfriends, yeah, children even, and a wider family of parents and uncles and aunts and all those who have been party to your journey. That, of course, continues beyond today, but it has brought you to this pinnacle point. We want to thank them for their love, for their motivation, for the encouragement that carried you through this journey, that carried you from the day that you were born, in fact, before you were born, but from the day you were born, took you to hospital, took you to doctor, carried you, struggled with you, took you to kindergarten, graduated from kindergarten, graduated from prep or from primary school, graduated from high school or college. And here they are celebrating with you. Let's give them another warm round of applause. Sithi siyabonga kakhulu. We know that their journey will not have been possible without your love, encouragement, and motivation. I also take this opportunity to endorse Professor Marwala's words of earlier of encouragement to our academics. Consider the idea that a group of students burst into your lecture hall of 700 and demand that you leave the hall and that students join Fees Must Fall. Imagine, for that matter, the member of staff at WITS who died yesterday because activists simply overstepped and cannot anticipate often their actions. These are the conditions that we also have to contend with. And so today we celebrate the staff of UJ, but in particular our academic staff, great teachers and fine scholars who have made your accomplishment equally possible. And so we express our sincere appreciation to our Executive Dean, Professor van Lille, to your Vice Dean, to your heads of departments, and of course to all of the academics. Would have loved to see many more, but we are grateful to each one of you, and we hope you will carry the message across about our deep and sincere appreciation for the role that you are playing in the lives of these great leaders in making. So again, sithi siyabonga kakhulu. Thank you very much. I end off by bringing to mind for us the idea that we are in considerable crisis as nation states and human societies, and equally so our planet. That if we continue to do what we are doing, we must not expect different results, as Einstein reminds us. If we continue to contribute to widened inequality, if we contribute through our actions to deepening poverty, then we must not be surprised that people will rise up. And the idea of the constitution of this republic or of other republics, that those constitutions will not be worth the paper that they are written on. And so we have to do things differently. We have to build a far more inclusive and a caring nation. A nation that uplifts the most vulnerable amongst us and that puts them on a pedestal, not the most privileged amongst us. Because the most privileged amongst us, yes, invest equal effort, but they don't need to be put on pedestals. Equally so, if we continue to do what we are doing, by way of example, in the next 5 years, Johannesburg will not have any more landfill sites. No landfill sites, because of the tons, or shall I say tens of thousands of rubbish that we collect every day in the city. So if we continue to do what we are doing, then we must not expect a different outcome. And so that is the challenge that you have as new leaders. Can't be business as usual. To use the often used phrase, it has to be business unusual. And that is the charge that we give you in your journey, and in particular in this next generation. Not when you are 50 years old or 75 years old, but in the next 10 years, 25 years. We look at you for different leadership of our nations, of our economies, of our enterprises, of our public institutions, and of course, of our world. And we wish you very well in this extraordinary journey of becoming great professionals, but also outstanding citizens of your nation. I thank you. Rialabua, ngiyabonga, bye dankie. So that brings us to the end of the ceremony. En so ek versoek jy nou om te staan vir die sing van die volkslied, waarvan die woorde op die agterblad van die program is. No, nie die binneblad nie, die agterblad van die program. So, you're requested to stand for the singing of the national anthem, the words that can be found on the back page of the program.
Go
hope that your celebrations will be fun and enjoyable, and we wish you a fantastic day further. And so, by virtue of the powers vested in me, I now dissolve this congregation of the University of Johannesburg. Thank you very much.